Namaskar. Hello everyone. Welcome to this 19th episode of Money and Prosperity. Who doesn't want to be prosperous? I'm Ashok Vyas, Program Director of ITV and owner of Insight for Creativity. Our episode today is about charitable giving issues, and Paresh G will be educating us about this theme. He's the managing principal of Paresh Partners LLC. He's a certified financial planner and wealth strategist for the past 22 years. He has helped individuals and businesses co-create innovative financial strategies. He is a licensed CPE presenter, educating CPAs as they guide their clients on investments, life, disability, and long-term care insurance. He also specializes in pension plans, profit-sharing plans, asset protection, estate planning, and business succession planning. Paresh graduated as a chemical engineer with honors from prestigious Indian Institute of Technology at Kharagpur. Indeed, that is in India. He is a 2016 honoree for Long Island Business News Leaders in Diversity Awards. He resides in the town of Hicksville in Long Island with his wife Shimul and son Shamik. And I take this opportunity to welcome you again with a lot of thanks, Paresh.
Thank you, Ashokji, for the warm welcome as usual.
Sir, you are helping us learn more about how to sustain prosperity by paying proper attention to money, whether it is inflow or outflow. When the stream is under the supervision of an expert like Paresh, this helps. So we are talking about giving actually last. So you should get to give. But indeed, everybody gets, and giving and getting continuously work simultaneously. So, in last episode, we were talking about charitable foundations, and this space has a lot of confusion for people. One question is not for profit, and when they say foundation,
what is the difference? Yeah, people get confused between the two terms. Yeah, I myself initially found that there was some confusion about these matters, Ashokji. Basically, if you remember last time we were talking about how an entity which you can give money gets IRS approval so that the money that they receive is donation and can be deducted for taxation purposes. That we talked about as a 501c3. But initially you have to form that entity, right? And the formation of that entity, when you file it, you say it's a not-for-profit. What a not-for-profit really means is that the goal of the people forming this entity is not to make money or not to benefit in terms of shareholders, in terms of valuation of the company. Those are not the goals. The goals are that you form a platform wherein you will be providing it a certain services or certain help, and you will not be charging, you will be in a position where all you want to do is cover the cost of providing that help. So you don't want to make a profit. There's no plus motive inside it, like it is with our business endeavors. So that is what is called a not-for-profit. Unknown to most people, Ashokji, a lot of hospitals are set up in our country as not-for-profit. Its structure is known as the 403B type of organization, and that is a not-for-profit organization. But I'll give you one example of a person whom I was in touch with who set up a not-for-profit. What they wanted to do was that they were in the field where they saw that those who are down, who are not so economically well off, those people needed legal help. So in order to provide them with the legal help, what they did was they set up this not-for-profit. And the goal was that some services would be free and some other services would be at a very nominal cost. Now, in turn, the not-for-profit hired staff, hired attorneys who would give this help. Okay. So the attorneys were taking their salaries, there was rent being paid, all those costs were there. But now, since there was no profitability motive, that means that at cost those services were being provided to the people who were coming into that particular setup, So that is what is a not-for-profit. I mean, in the end, what happened was that people saw the work that they were doing and they said that, okay, we want to support your organization. So they filed for a 501c3. They got the approval also fairly quickly because it was already established the kind of help that they were doing. Now what they were able to do was actually lower the cost and even provide some free services because people they were getting money from the charity, from the donation side. So that is the whole not-for-profit versus a foundation aspect. That is, a not-for-profit is just an organization wherein when they receive money, the person giving the money gets no tax benefit. Well, when he goes to the foundation or a charitable trust stage, they get tax benefits for it. That is the main difference between not-for-profit. At the end of the day, it's all meant for providing public with assistance without benefiting some shareholder. Awesome.
So, Pari, this is very interesting. I mean, most of us don't think that hospitals are also set up as not-for-profit, because you go and then you are aware that the insurance company is taking care of certain expenses and you are taking care of your co-pay and all that. So hospitals also are not-for-profit. What would distinguish one from another in this sense?
Yeah, so there are several hospitals that are set up as not-for-profit. That does not mean that they're providing low-quality services. The hospital is a hospital. It's got all its infrastructure, and it hires doctors, and it hires staff and nurses, and then it has all these facilities. Now, when a person comes in to be treated, there is a cost for the hospital treating that person. That cost can be running cost, like the cost of the physicians and the cost of the nurses or whatever, the cost of equipment that they use, etc. Cost of staff, cost of the power, everything is there. But there's also an ongoing cost of maintaining that whole facility. The buildings need maintenance, painting, repair work, all those things. So all those costs are taken into consideration. And then the insurance companies are going to provide insurance companies in our system of healthcare in our country decide what will be paid for each type of service that the patient is provided. That is the negotiation between the hospital and the insurance company. And what is that the insurance companies, and that includes the big two, which is Medicare and Medicaid, which is a government insurance. Okay, so they in turn look at the hospital, they look at what is going to be the cost that the hospital bears in order to provide that service to a patient. And then they say that this is the running cost and this is the cost plus, so to say, for maintaining all their facility, everything. There's audits are done for this particular purpose by the insurance companies. And then they said that, okay, we will pay if a person comes in and he goes to a primary care physician and he gets checked for 30 minutes, then this is the cost the hospital bears to pay, and therefore this is the price. Then the insurance company divides that into two parts. The insurance company divides that into one part which they will pay, and one part which is co-pay or co-insurance or deductible, which the person pays. So when you walk into the hospital system, you don't know that all this is going on behind you. But end of the day, the not-for-profit hospital does not want to keep spare for themselves. What they want to do is they want to pay all the people who are involved in the system, and then if they have surplus, of course, they improve their facilities or whatever, but their goal is not to benefit from this service.
So goal is not to benefit from the service, and you go there as a patient many times, you don't realize that there is a compassionate heart at action, but you are just probably worried based on where you are coming from. But there must be more strategies, I believe. These are certain ways where you consider the tax benefit, etc., in the realm of charity.
Sure. Ashokji, actually there are several, there are many different ways in which people who are charitably inclined can use the laws of the land in order to do the do work at the in order to get tax benefits as well as to help people. Now I must say one thing, Ashokji, very upfront to you that and to all our viewers, that charity for the purpose of tax saving does not work. you're charitably inclined, the tax saving and the tax benefit help you do more. That's what it is about, you know. So I just want to give an example of those. There is the super wealthy, you know, like let's say Bill Gates. Bill Gates founded his own company, and therefore his the price of Microsoft went up so many times, and so his stock does not have any given cost basis, or it is very nominal cost, but the value, if he sells it, he has to pay huge capital gains. We talked about this last time. So he can donate stock into his foundation. The foundation then sells it, and then the money that is realized, he gets an income tax benefit on any other forms of income that he has. But now the foundation has these large pools of money which they're utilizing worldwide for helping with AIDS epidemics, and so much such things are being done. So the tax benefits are good. But then there is further also. I'm going to go into a couple of such strategies which I know are going to sound, this is all legal language, but at the same time I think it's important that viewers know about this also. There's something known as a charitable remainder trust. So what can be done by a person, or the second type also known as a charitable lead trust. Two, charitable lead trust, charitable remainder trust. So what is a charitable remainder trust? One person wants to do something for charity. Like say for example, he has some asset which is going to produce income for him in his retirement, but after that he feels his children have enough, so that asset should go to the church. Then what he can do is he can say that, okay, I put this asset into the charitable remainder trust. I will keep getting income from it for my lifetime, but when I die, then it will go to charity. So let's say that it's an investment property. That investment property is say valued at say $200,000, and he's going to get an income of say, he gets a rental income of say $1,000 a month. So he keeps taking that $1,000, but when he dies, that $200,000, whatever the value of that home is going to be or property is going to be, that goes to charity. Charity can sell it, and then, you know, so the person feels protected, that he wants to do charity, but in his lifetime he can't do it because he's worried whether he'll have enough income or not. He can do something like this, you know.
This is quite interesting, I think, important also for people to know what are the options that they have. Yet it is a little bit complex, Pareshji, and when you want to approach it, how you would approach it, even 1 minute you can tell us, because
sure.
we're just running.
Ashokji, our normal goal is first that we, as you know, we work with clients to help them with their financial planning. And often clients come to us with the intention that we want to do some charity, or we want to plan for some charity. Like just now, one person came that education in school districts, in certain school districts is weak, but the families cannot afford to go to the good school district. So he said he will provide them with the means to go to the good school district, live up there, so that automatically the kids go to a good school system and they flourish in life. So when a person wants to do something like this, we sit down with them and we see where they are currently, and if they want to give, how much they want to give, and how using tax strategies give more or the same amount and get more benefit. So it is, end of the day, it is about that goal in charitable planning, that is to use the laws of the land to be able to do more with the same amount of money.
Thank you very much, Pareshji. And this tells me again and again that if you sit with someone who knows what should be known at that time in terms of all the relevant aspects of, especially we're talking about giving and charity. And so, Pareshji, if someone wants to take advantage of all that you know in this field, they can contact you at 516-268-3446. And once again, the email where you can write is pshah@paresshah.com. And this is Money and Prosperity, and we wish everyone to prosperous. And thank you very much for helping us move in that direction. So with thanks to Pareshji, thanks to all of you, with lots of good wishes. This is Ashok Vyas.